In this section, we will discuss hormone transport in blood. One of the major characteristics of the endocrine system is that its products, which are hormones, travel through the bloodstream to get to their target cells. There are two ways of hormonal transport. First, hormones are transported by simply dissolving freely in plasma, and second way, they can be transported by binding to plasma or carrier proteins. Therefore, we need to classify hormones based on solubility. These are of two types. Hormones are hydrophilic and known as water-soluble hormones, and lipophilic are known as lipid or fat-soluble hormones. Hydrophilic hormones include protein or peptide hormones. Lipophilic hormones must include steroids, but what about amine hormones? Well, thyroid hormones belonging to amine derivatives are also lipid-soluble hormones, and catecholamines are water-soluble hormones. As we know, blood is comprised of blood cells and plasma is over about 90% water. Blood plasma is the liquid part of blood that carries hormones or serves as the transport medium. Many hormones like proteins or polypeptides and catecholamines are hydrophilic. This means they are water-soluble, and it's not a problem for them to dissolve in watery blood plasma. Whereas thyroid or steroid hormones are hydrophobic, they have difficulty traveling through the watery blood plasma. No problem, and the solution are in the liver. The liver synthesizes transport proteins. After secretion, some hormones bind to plasma or carrier proteins. In most cases, this involves nonspecific binding to albumin, but there are specific binding proteins for some hormones, such as cortisol or testosterone. As now you can see here, therefore, most water-soluble hormone molecules circulate in the watery blood plasma in a free form and do not attach to other molecules. The other plasma-binding protein hormone complex also allows lipophilic hormones to travel through the bloodstream. Well, attached to transport proteins called a bound hormone. Unattached is an unbound or free hormone. Only the unbound hormones can leave the blood and get to a target cell. Another important point is that the percentage of a hormone that is bound to carrier proteins at any given time is called its bound fraction, and the percentage of a hormone that is unbound at any given time is called its free fraction. Equilibrium is set up between the free and bound hormone, so that a fixed proportion of the hormone travels free and unbound, while most are carried bound. Now I will tell you the functions of transport or carrier proteins, which are synthesized by cells in the liver. Transport proteins have three functions. They make lipid-soluble hormones temporarily water-soluble, thus increasing their solubility in blood. They retard the passage of small hormone molecules through the filtering mechanism in the kidneys, thus slowing the rate of hormone loss in the urine. The bound fraction thus acts as a reservoir that helps to maintain steady plasma levels of the free hormone. In general, 0.1 to 10% of the molecules of a lipid-soluble hormone are not bound to a transport protein. The total hormone concentration in plasma is the sum of the free and bound hormones. However, only the free hormone can diffuse out of the blood capillaries and encounter its target cells. Therefore, the concentration of the free hormone is what is biologically important, rather than the concentration of the total hormone, most of which is bound. As we will see next, the degree of protein binding also influences the metabolism rate and the hormone excretion rate.
Have you ever heard of video books? sqadia.com is delighted to present video books, medical books that have been tailored into a series of videos. sqadia.com videos are presented in the same order as the book's chapters. Explore now and make your learning easy.